For the first time in a long time, I can truly say Monday Night Raw just about had it all to settle the score, the brutality, the physicality, the shocking moments, monumental championships, keeping you glued to your seat, wanting to give you a reason to watch one segment to the next, a reason why two guys are fighting. Of course, there were a couple of pots that you could say, well, they could have took this out, they could have that guy, they could have twisted this, listen, there were twists, there were turns, there was championships, there was reasonings, there was, different elements of Raw used. The bar was used. We've seen a bar fight. We've seen a backstage fight. We've seen Seth Rollins pedigree Jericho on top of a car. We've seen Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho seem like everything was fine and dandy. Everything was well and swell. And then all of a sudden, Owens told Jericho to shut up. And then all of a sudden, it started to swell. Ladies and gentlemen, this thing started to get hot. It started to get very, very volatile. And you want to go volatile. What about Mick Foley and Sami Zayn tonight? Mick Foley telling Sami Zayn, you can't get it done. You're not good enough. You're not big enough. You cannot go up against the caliber of a Strowman. Strowman's not in there to wrestle. He's not a competitor. He's a dominator. He's a destructor. And then Sami Zayn said to Foley, the audacity of you to tell me that I don't have what it takes. Tell me that I can't do it. Do you know how many people told you over the years, Mick Foley, that you couldn't be champion, that you couldn't get the victory, that you couldn't be a superstar? I see you as nothing more than a hypocrite. I see you as nothing more than a roadblock. And it got very intense between Sami Zayn and Mick Foley. What I liked about this Monday Night Raw was they built a roadblock. The progress, the development, the plotting. WWE did a great job, and I don't care what anybody wants to say about Raw tonight. Raw did a great job. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens, match of the night. Sasha Banks and Charlotte, as they always do, stealing the show before the show. Because they had a second match. Because the first match, it didn't count out. And that was just a brawl outside the ring. Excuse me, I got stuff in my eye, but we go live, we don't reset, we don't re-record, we don't rewind. We go with the flow as the show goes on. And the show kicked off with the highlight reel. And, from 1 hour to the next hour to the next hour, the WWE showed gains, they showed improvement. Now, I don't know if that's going to show in the ratings department or not. I don't know if the ratings are going to be that great. But, ladies and gentlemen, Braun Strowman absolutely annihilated R-Truth, Goldust, and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn would come down to the ring and try to take out and attack Braun Strowman, but once again, Strowman too big on this night, and that's why Mick Foley didn't want to see what happened to himself over the years, because we know Mick Foley, all the hardcore matches, all the brutality and the broken bones, he didn't want to see that happen to Sami Zayn. He sees a future for Sami Zayn, but if Sami Zayn puts his life on the line against Braun Strowman, there may be no Sami Zayn left, but Sami Zayn also has a point where he has to show what he's made of. He has to take chances. He has to think outside the box. And tonight on Monday Night Raw, Chris Jericho was leaving the arena because Kevin Owens told Jericho, shut the hell up. Jericho had his bags packed. He had everything ready, the limousine ready, and then the limousine guy actually dropped the list to Jericho, which made Jericho very frustrated, very mad. Who pops out of the car? Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins absolutely obliterates Jericho, throws him into the cars, throws him into the wall, throws him into railings, and then a pedigree on top of the car. That's what I liked about Raw tonight. They didn't just keep it in the ring or just outside the ring or within the fans. No, viewers and subscribers, WWE Raw brought it to the bar. They brought it to the extreme. We got an explanation from Paul Heyman to why Brock Lesnar, they underestimated Goldberg. They effed up. And, well, they used another word, but which we're not going to use here, okay? But, ladies and gentlemen, tonight there was many reasons. This is a Raw that I would actually go back and rewatch. Yes, you heard me right. I would go back and rewatch this Monday Night Raw. And there are not many times that Sean Drew Entertainment says that in a Raw review. So when the women's match got restarted, let's not talk about the main event just yet, because that was the main event. Once again, the woman headline. It seems like that's a staple now, where the woman headline in main event Monday Night Raws, which I'm fine with. That's okay, no problem here, as long as they steal the show. And there's a reason and a rhyme behind it. As I said, Roman Reigns defeated Kevin Owens, but what I loved about Roman Reigns beating Kevin Owens is this, is we think that nothing's good between Owens and Jericho. We think those two are done. It's finally over. And what does Owens say backstage? What's his reaction? What's his reasoning to why he lost to Roman Reigns? I was thinking about Jericho. Jericho was on my mind all night long. He got sent off to a doctor, to a facility. Who knows what his head injuries are? And that's why my head wasn't in the game, because Jericho was hurt. So you got to wonder, what is Jericho's take going to be about this? Because Jericho played no role and Jericho played no involvement in this match whatsoever. So you got to wonder, when Jericho does return, what is he going to say? That is, if he is going to return after that volatile pedigree from Seth Rollins to Jericho on a car backstage in the parking lot. That's another thing. They went to the parking lot. There's not a lot of things you can say about this Raw that sucked. The WWE Tag Team titles was also on the line, where I wanted the New Day to lose. I really were hoping Carl Anderson and Gallows could get the victory. I thought they were closing in on a victory. I thought it was going to happen, but my thought was wrong. My logic was wrong. Listen, the New Day are over. They don't need the titles. The titles don't make the New Day. They need to make a new system, a new tandem. A new team needs to hold the day. The tag team straps, they cannot beat the reign of demolition. I think that would be a dark day in WWE. And no, I'm not racist. I'm not against that. It's just, it wouldn't be plausible. It wouldn't be right. It has nothing to do with racism. I don't care if you're white, black, Hispanic, Irish, Canadian, United Kingdom, Australia. I don't care where you're coming from. I don't care what you're doing. Obviously, I'm not against blacks. I got a black tier. I got a black WWE title. I ain't even got the Raw Universal title, for crying out loud. I'm a huge Bobby Lashley fan, for crying out loud. Hell, I was a Big E fan before he was in the New Day. I was a Kofi Kingston fan before he was in the New Day. I was a fan of Xavier Woods before he was in the New Day. But these guys as a team do not deserve to become and reign supreme as tag team champions for as long as they have. Because I think, just like John Cena, people say about Cena, it's getting boring, it's getting predictable, it's getting repetitive. It's the same song at the end. We already know what we're going to get. We already know what to anticipate. We already know what to expect. It's done. It's over. We have seen this over and over again. And we have seen Sasha Banks versus Charlotte over and over and over again. And tonight finally is the final chapter. This is going to be it, we think. I mean, how many times have we said that this is the end of the feud? This is it. We'll never see it again. Finally, it's over. Falls count. But here's the thing about this match, main event, Charlotte, Sasha Banks. It was no DQ. It was falls count anywhere in the building. And there was no escaping. There was no retreating. There was going to be no excuses here. No excuses. And I love Paul Heyman's promo tonight. I know I'm all over the place with this Raw review because it was that good. When Raw goes by fast, that's when you know Raw was good. When Raw goes by slow and the clock is just ticking and you're going to sleep and you need your pills and the NyQuil and the drinking and the spitting and the smoking and the sexting and the texting and you start dozing off and you start thinking and realizing you wake up and Monday Night Raw is still on and you can't believe it's still... No, that was not the case this week. The WWE glued my eyes to the screen. All I ask out of Raw each and every week, give me a reason to tune in. Why do I want to watch from 1 hour to the next? Now, I know the Raw ratings might show a different story, but tonight, Monday Night Raw had that element of surprise. And even though we knew Roman Reigns was going to defeat Kevin Owens, I guarantee you didn't know what Kevin Owens' excuse was going to be. Because we thought that wedge, we thought that the edge, we thought that Jericho and Owens were done. And even Jericho earlier in the night said, last week we fooled everybody. We made everyone believe that we were on the outs. We blamed Roman Reigns. We blamed Seth Rollins. But this week it's for real. We're done. It's over. But was it really going to be over? Or was Jericho going to interfere in the Owens-Reigns match had Jericho not got attacked from Seth Rollins? See, there's questions now. That's what I like about the consistency, the continuity here. Tonight, Raw raised questions. They raised the roof. Raw raised the bar tonight. And I'll tell you what, this is one of those times where I'm happy to review Raw. And if this Raw review only gets 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 views, after all the enthusiasm and all the emotion I put into this, I don't know if this is going to continue to exist. I mean, I'm not talking about Sean's view altogether. I'm talking about the Raw review. If this Raw review gets enough comments, of views, shares, clicking that bell, subscribing, and thriving. We'll continue these Raw reviews every week. I don't care if it's good, bad, sad, sucked, was the highest the highs, the lowest the lows. And you want to talk about the highest highs? What about Enzo and Cass? They were very attitude-ish in their promo to Rusev and Lana, and that did not sit well with Rusev and Lana. Did you think for one split second that I forgot about the cruiserweights? No, ladies and gentlemen. Can you handle this? Can you handle that? Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Kendrick has huge momentum problem. He has huge deals. He has to deal with the fact that that cruiserweight title is hanging in the balance and that he may not win. He may not walk out of that cruiserweight show, the cruiserweight champion, because he has got an obstacle that is flowing and it's growing by the week. And viewers and subscribers, I'm not talking about me being weak. I'm talking about a sound strategy that the cruiserweight champion must have to survive, to keep that title around his waist. But the New Day have always found a way to make sure that they reign supreme as the WWE Tag Team Champions that I'm not too favorable of. But ladies and gentlemen, if we're looking about highlights, was there structure to Raw tonight? Yes. Did Raw keep things orderly? Yes. Did Raw do a good job to start the build to Roadblock, which is a Raw exclusive pay-per-view? Yes. I'm sounding like Daniel Bryan. Yes. Make sure to share this video on Facebook and Twitter. Subscribe, click the bell below, and comment below. And I'm going to bring back the meter, the SVE meter. I'm going to rate Raw on a scale of 1 to 10 since it's a 3-hour show. But since SmackDown's a 2-hour show tomorrow night on Tuesday, I'll only go on the scale of 1 to 5. But check your 9 and 10. Ladies and gentlemen, was Raw was there missing elements or was it compelling? I think it was compelling. I mean, you had promos, you had backstage antics, you had storyline developments, you had championship matches, you had unprecedented television tonight. You had thrilling TV tonight, and for all the right reasons. I mean, I'll tell you, I'm surprised. I mean, Raw has, I don't know, SmackDown's gonna have tough competition. Usually SmackDown can beat Raw out of the water. But tonight, with what Monday Night Raw did, the elements, the control, the consistency, the plots, the twists, the mic work, the in-ring stuff, some of the matches. I mean, I'm looking over at my notes here, and I just can't seem to find a whole hell of a lot to complain about. And that to me makes me feel good. It makes me have that feel-good feeling inside me, like, wow, finally something that, we can get a hold of. Finally something that we can be happy of. Something that we can say, you know what? Monday Night Raw deserves to be 3 hours. Monday Night Raw can hold up 3 hours. Monday Night Raw can hold your interest for 3 hours, which not many shows can do. And Raw can't do that a lot of the time. But tonight, they did that. And I'll tell you what, with the way that they set up the things, and they set the night up beautifully. I mean, you set it up with, Owens and Reigns. We have, you have that to look forward to. Then we have the Strowman antics. Then you have Sheamus and Cesaro at a bar. And the thing about it is this, they didn't have to be in the arena. Seth Rollins and Jericho didn't have to be in the arena. I mean, I know Jericho was in the arena at one point, but that's fine. But ladies and gentlemen, I mean, like I said, I'm just still looking over my notes here, and I think we're just about ready for a rating. I think we're awaiting a score, and Sean Damon's going to score this, and I'm going to score this at a high 8.5 out of 10 stars. I mean, Raw held the interest, and when I'm telling you that it's very simple for me for Raw. Give me a storyline. Give me a reason why two wrestlers are in that ring or two women are in that ring. Give me some backstage stuff. Give me some conflict. Give me some promos. Give me some good mic work. Give me something to sink my teeth into. Don't give me something that makes me fall asleep. Don't give me something that makes me go to the bathroom. And commercial breaks usually are a big thing to me. But tonight, the commercial breaks really weren't that bothersome. They really weren't. I gotta be honest with you. They weren't really that bothersome to me. I mean, yeah, sometimes you noticed it. But other than that, I could handle this. Just like that song in the cruise, like, can you handle it? He could handle this Monday Night Raw. And actually, this was one of those Raws where I almost didn't want it to end. I wanted it to keep going and going and going, like that Energizer Bunny, kind of like Sean's Entertainment, where I give you the latest and greatest in WWE news, rumors, headlines, previews, predictions, the whole 9 yards. And I mean, how vicious. I mean, what a way for WWE to continue new feuds and new antics and new rivalries. We go away from Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, okay, and we jump right into Roman Reigns and Owens, right to Seth Rollins and Chris Jericho. See how the WWE developed a strategy. See how the WWE, kept things simplistic. Sometimes that formula works, sometimes it doesn't. And of course, in the main event, we knew that Sasha Banks and Charlotte were going to give it everything they had. And just like last week between Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, this match was just as good, if not better. And we've seen Sasha Banks get hit with natural selection outside the ring. We've seen these two girls literally kill each other in the main event for that Women's Championship on Raw, right in Charlotte's own hometown, her home, her backyard. But remember, Sasha Banks also got beat in her backyard with the Women's Championship on the line, prevailing, surviving, retaining, regaining championships. The red brand was listen, was Raw actually Raw tonight? Yes, it was. Listen, they call it WWE, right? We've seen a kendo stick in the women's match. A kendo stick was used. You want to see the scars. You want to see the marks. You want to see the lashing that Sasha Banks gave Charlotte during this women's titles match. It was extraordinary. But viewers and subscribers, what I got to say to you right now about this is World Wrestling Entertainment. We got the world, because we got world title on the line, universal title. We got wrestling, and we got entertainment. That is what Monday Night Raw should be all about, and that's exactly what they provided tonight, viewers and subscribers. They provided what we needed them to provide us tonight. Falls count anywhere. And you know what? The fact that we got Sasha Banks versus Charlotte not once but twice tonight, and what I really love, though, what was unexpected to me was what is happening with Sami Zayn and Mick Foley. Is Sami Zayn going to drive it to Foley? I mean, Sami Zayn felt disrespected there. I mean, that was cool. I mean, they're putting Sami Zayn in something enthralling, something engaging, something uplifting. And once again, viewers and subscribers here on the Raw Review, if you like, share, subscribe, and comment, and if this video gets at least 2,000-3,000 views, I'll be happy. We'll continue the Raw Review. Listen, at 91,000 subscribers, you got to set some kind of limits and standards. If this video can at least garner between 1,000 to 2,000 views, I will continue the Raw Review every week. We started it last week. It got 1,000 views. We did the SmackDown review, and then we got into this one. And then Charlotte with a well-executed submission maneuver to Sasha Banks outside the ring. Sasha Banks was in trouble. Sasha Banks was hurting. And then Sasha Banks would take the kendo stick and whack the crap right out of Charlotte, right in the stomach. And that would stop the figure 8 leg lock from Charlotte. As I continue to watch this match go on right now live, as you're getting my live reaction. And viewers and subscribers, opportunities, unpredictabilities, extents, plots, twists, turns. This was of high quality, this Monday Night Raw. This Raw did not need a lot of maintenance, okay? This Raw was well put together. This was almost a Raw where I could almost tell things were not booked on the fly. And if there were any final adjustments, or if there was any final says or any final changes, I would be very surprised with this, because this Raw came over so well. Then again, sometimes Crash TV is better because you just don't know what you're going to see, and you don't know what you're going to get. Kind of like when Sasha Banks and Charlotte were battling up the ramp for supremacy for the Raw Women's title to see who could be victorious in the end. Sean's Entertainment provides you the Raw Review. Remember, here on Sean View, the undisputed #1 destination for all news, rumors, and headlines. And you got to wonder, Kevin Owens using that as an excuse. Is that really why Kevin Owens lost? Because he was thinking about Jericho. He was thinking about Jericho's health. He was thinking about Jericho's well-being. Or it was just another strategy and plot where they were going to make Reigns lose, and Reigns wasn't going to get the best of him. And listen, Reigns and Owens, I got to say, they have great chemistry. Even though we saw this match coming from a mile away, and there were some moments of unpredictability tonight, and some moments that kept you glued in. When you talk about keeping you glued in. What about Sasha Banks almost going through that table again? Here we go. Now, here's where Vince McMahon had a problem. Vince McMahon had a problem with Sasha Banks not being able to go through the table at Hell in a Cell. Now she's not being able to go through the table on Raw. So now Charlotte's at top of the table. Oh my God, Charlotte's going to do a moonsault off the table onto Sasha Banks on the floor. Don't do it. Oh my God. Oh my God. A moonsault off the table onto Sasha Banks. Charlotte putting it all on the line, almost breaking her neck, breaking her body, off of the women's title, off of the Raw women's title, and Sasha kicked out. Sasha Banks somehow, someway kicked out. I don't know how the hell she did, but she did. 1, 2, Sasha kicked out again. Charlotte with a moonsault off the Raw announce table. The levels and the limits that these two women are going to, the aggression, the annihilation, the transmission, whatever it is. You might need a car to roll over Sasha Banks for Sasha Banks to lose this match. Sasha Banks is literally shaking. And look at Charlotte here. Look at the athleticism. Look at the competitive spirit. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this Monday Night Raw has everything and more. This is a Monday night delight for me, viewers and subscribers, I'll tell you. I am absolutely amazed. I am astonished at what we are witnessing, what Charlotte and Sasha Banks are putting themselves through. There is only so much more the human body can take. We thought what we saw at Hell in a Cell was something. This is something that is upping the ante. This match might be the best match the two have ever had, and they've had some incredible matches. They've had some incredible outings, viewers and subscribers. What about those stupid idiots at the bar thinking they were going to beat Sheamus and Cesaro in a barroom fight? And it actually looked like Cesaro and Sheamus were going to be on the same team at one point. It seemed like they were buddy and buddy at one point. And I think that's going to continue. It seems like. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. I still can't believe the New Day are still the tag team champions. I mean, hey, it is what it is. I'm not going to take that away from the rating of Raw. The rating of Raw, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. I say 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. I'm going a little bit back and forth. I'm like the creative team now. Now I'm the creative team. I'm going back and forth, swapping and switching. Oh, wait a minute. Sasha Banks did a cover. 1, 2. Oh, she almost scored and almost walked out of Charlotte's own hometown with the championship, but not on that occasion. Oh my God. Look, when I say twists and turns, that's what I mean about this match. The twists and the turns. And Charlotte is hurting. She's like tapping out on the ground. She can't breathe. Charlotte's saying she can't breathe. Uh-oh. She can't breathe. She needs water. Charlotte seriously injured and hurt. And now Sasha Banks has got a kendo stick. She's got a damn kendo stick. And she uses it and utilizes it and buries it right into the back of Charlotte. And Charlotte felt that one. From Flair Country. And remember, Sasha Banks actually dedicated this match to the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, if you can believe that. But Charlotte with a knee, a leg to the stomach, and that'll stop Sasha Banks. But Sasha Banks comes back. Sasha Banks rolls in. Sasha Banks finds the wherewithal, the heart of a champion, the fire, the animosity. Just like last week, we've seen Rollins and Owens fight through the crowd. We're seeing Charlotte and Sasha fight through the WWE universe, fight through the WWE fans. Is this going to go into the concession stands? Is this going to go into the WWE shop area where the shirts are, and the shirts, and the bathroom area, and outside the arena? Oh my God! Now Sasha Banks is just beating the holy hell out of Charlotte. Oh my God! On the ramp, oh my God! Look at this move! A submission hold, a submission move to Charlotte. She's tapping. It's over. Sasha Banks has won. In the audience. Sasha Banks has done it. Sasha Banks has defeated Charlotte by tap out. Can you believe it? Is it over? Is this it? Sasha Banks has done it with a tap out victory in the audience. Oh my God. Submission maneuver. Oh my God, over the railing. Your comments, your opinions. A star-studded Raw. Sasha's the new champion, and she made it Raw, a complete Raw. Subscribe and comment for more. Sasha Banks is the new champion. What a hell of an effort. What a match. I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought Charlotte was going to win for sure. Oh my God. The war to settle the score. Subscribe for more. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable match. I can't believe it. Pulled out all the stops. Sasha Banks is your new Raw Women's Champion again, and this thing continues to go back and forth. Share, subscribe, and smash that bell below for the flow.